The Caboose housed the brakemen on the train, and they've been mostly decommissioned since the 90s. We'll talk about this little piece of railroad history while I sketch this little back end. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on is it really Tuesday already? 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday mornings is when I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier and I sketch it and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is a caboose. What's a caboose, Daddy? Well, a caboose is the part of the train used to be the very last car on the train, and it housed the brakeman and an office for the conductor and sleeping quarters for the train crew. And it has been mostly decommissioned since the 90s. In the 1960s, an instrument called a Fred, a flashing rear end device that hooks onto the last coupler of the train, radios to the conductor what the brake pressure is, what's going on in the brake pressure in the brake line. And that is one of the most important parts of the caboose. The caboose had the brakeman. The back end of the train, if the back end of the train wasn't kept under tension, it would whip around as they went around curves, as they went down hills, as they went down the tracks. The back end of the train could begin whipping around, and so the brakeman in the back kept tension on the train. But you had to do it carefully, because if you locked a wheel bearing, if you locked a wheel up, for instance, you could start a fire. You could cause all kinds of problems. Lock the whole train up. And so they had a man in the back that would monitor all that, and now he's gone. Somebody in their infinite wisdom decided that it would be better to have an electronic device that only cost about the one person's salary, instead of having two people work in the back of the train. They bought this device that for the price of one person's salary, and replaced two people permanently. Whether that was a good thing or a bad thing is up for debate, because human eyes, in 1969 when it was introduced, I would have thought the human eyes were way more important than a box with a sensor on it. And I'm sure lots of people at the time would have agreed with me. Matter of fact, there was a lot of resistance. The unions argued that you couldn't replace a live human, the experience of a live human, and the labor unions, as well as the labor contracts, specifically stating that they had to have human eyes back there. The thing is that they didn't just watch the brakes. They also watched for dangling equipment, for shifting loads. They also watched for a bunch of other things that the Fred can't see. Talking about the Fred, it sounds like I'm talking about The Rock in wrestling. The Fred is tired of looking at brakes. The Fred is in charge. Can you smell what the Fred has cooking? But no, it's just a little device with no common sense and no experience, and all it can monitor is the brake line. So it can't tell you. It can't tell you that the that there's dangling equipment or something's broken. Hey, Claudia. Ooh, I get to press Claudia's buttons. Ooh, Claudia. So it might have saved the railroad a lot of money, and it might have worked better as far as brakes were concerned, but it didn't solve the problem of the other things, of being able to watch for shifting loads. And that stuff is just sacrificed. There's no replacement for that. The caboose is gone. There were several states that tried to require train companies to keep cabooses, but the federal government came in with safety regulations that required a Fred. And then the federal government ruled that the federal government supersedes all state and local laws, and that forced the states to comply with the Fred, the usage of the Fred, and that spelt the end of the caboose, which is sad. And I'll tell you more than one reason, more than the functionality of the beast. I am one of the tens of millions of children. Was one of the I'm not a child anymore. Was one of the tens of millions of children that would run outside when a train came by, and I would wave at the conductor, and I would wave at the brakeman, and they would watch for children, and I think they would radio to each other. The conductor up front, when he saw a kid out there waving, if you look down the rail, if you look down the tracks at the brakeman coming at the end, he would already be waving at you when he got there. He didn't wait to see you. He would already be waving. And I am one of the tens of millions of children that ran outside to see that. Was one of the tens. I'm not a child anymore. Was one of the tens of millions of children that ran outside to see that. And I would wave, and I would count all the train cars, and I would run inside, and I would tell my grandmother, there were 52 cars on that train. That was a big one, Granny. Yes, it was. And she would fix me a snack or something. It was good times. Good times. So that is something that modern kids don't get to experience, because the brakeman is gone. But I don't know that kids run out to see trains anymore like they used to.
They take it for granted, I think.
Well, I mean, not as many kids are in the rural areas where we used to see the trains. And the city kids have too many other things going on to waste their time with trains. So I mean, I get it. There's a lot going on in a city kid life that they're not just sitting around bored out of their mind waiting for trains. Can't even hear a train over the video game playing. Or the train is the Amtrak, and there's no conductor to wave at. Certainly no caboose to wave at. The Caboose was originally just a flat car with a shanty on it to house the workers, to give the workers a place to rest out of the elements.
Your dad says it's now called an EOT.
End of trace. It's not a Fred anymore.
It's an EOT.
My dad's trained people. There's a lot of details on here I can't really see because of the shading. But I do have some stray pencil marks I need to clean up. Claudia says, "Yeah, the counting is a thing, right? You got to run outside. Little kids, you got to run outside, count the cars." I'm pretty sure that's the reason I was able to count to 200 before all the rest of the kids in my class in the city, because I would go to the country and learn to count with my grandmother, counting cars on the trains, trying to read all the different brands as they came across. But in 1863, a fellow by the name of T.B. Watson was in one of these box cars that was used as a shanty housing for the train crew as the train was going down the road, and his cabin had a portal in the top, like a grain bin portal, had a hole in the top, and he poked his head through the top, and he realized that he could see the whole length of the train, and he could report back issues on the whole length of the train. And when he told people about this, that is what sparked this window box that's on top of the Caboose that people associate. That's the whole thing that people associate with it being a Caboose, is this window box. And that window box exists because this guy, this T.B. Watson dude, said, "Hey, if we had a hole in the top of the train sticking up above the train, we could see the whole train." And so they did it. And so that is how the Caboose got its distinctive look with the window box on top, and it also has little windows on the side so they can stick their head out the side and look down the length of the train. I mean, it's improved since 1863. One guy, Nat Williams, decided he needed an office. He was a conductor who needed an office. And so he got mad, flipped over a crate and a barrel, sat on the crate and used the barrel for a desktop. And he started going down the line like that. And other conductors started doing the same until they put an office in the Caboose. And I think that's funny. Nobody thought to put a place on the train for the conductor to do paperwork until one guy got mad enough to just flip over a box and do it. Let's see. There's some shading going on here that doesn't really register in my little brain. My little brain is having a hard time recognizing how that shading's working. Like this little area right here is not as well lit as this area in places. This whole side is not as well lit as anything, but it is not dark. And I can barely make out those windows. In this lighting at this angle. Just barely make out those windows. There. Okay. I think that's about all the detail I'm going to be able to do. This is black, so this should be shaded all the way out like this. Even though it's black, it's plastic, it has reflective light in it. So it's not a drop shadow. So in 1990, most of the cabooses were decommissioned. Is it cabooses? How would you? I think it's caboose. I'm pretty sure it's cabooses. Caboose? Is it? Let's call it caboose. That's way more fun than cabooses. Most of the caboose were decommissioned in the 1990s. Cabooses just doesn't sound right. I'm not convinced caboose is the way to go either, but yeah, I'm running with caboose. They still use them though at switch stations, and they still use them. They still use them for when they have to back a train up a long ways. But most of them are in museums. There's a dental office in Norman, Oklahoma, that's in a caboose, which I'm sure is fun for the children. It's a children's dental office. I'm sure that's wicked fun for the children.
It's cabooses.
Is it cabooses?
It's cabooses.
Are you sure it's not caboose?
It's
Why don't we just run with? Why do we have to worry about what other people don't let other people set rules for you. You live your life. This is America.
in fact one of the headings is cabooses or caboose.
This is America. Don't let people tell you how to live your dream.
It's the word cabooses that count now. Interesting.
What you said?
Count. I said the word caboose is a count noun.
A count noun?
It's a count noun.
I don't know. The one I read said that the word originated with comboy, which means like into the train or something. And I don't care. I'm still running with caboose. It's America. Claudia says she's doing it too. She's calling it caboose too.
Yeah. More fun.
How we doing on time? Oh, it's 5:52. When I shaded in the train, I made a point to pull my pencil in only one direction, pick it up, and only go in one direction. That helps me distinguish colors and textures, because you can change the direction of your stroke and get it and give the illusion of a different color or a different texture. But in this drop shadow, I'm scumbling, which means I'm just scribbling back and forth, circles, whatever it takes to scrub it in and fill in all the tooth of the paper, because I want the drop shadow to be, even though in real life the drop shadow has reflected light in it, I want this drop shadow to be darker than the black items on the bottom of the train, so that it distinguishes from the black items on the train. Claudia said,
"What?" Claudia suggested me too. She was responding to me hoping she gets good news on her job today.
Oh, so she's not Caboose people?
No, she said she doesn't call it at all.
Well, yeah. I don't think the trains in Europe even have such a thing. She's probably one of the lucky people that have those 200-mile-an-hour trains that come through and take you to Italy for the afternoon. Stop in and see the Louvre in the evening and be home in time for bed.
I think we'd have the train experience that we have.
What's that?
Ivy would have the same experience with trains that we have had, because she lives by, the train goes by her house.
Right. You think she runs outside and counts the train?
Not now.
Okay. Well, I have some straight pencil marks to clean up, some lines to straighten up, and then we'll dry it.
Then you'll dry it. Okay.
We have to dry it. If we didn't dry it, Ivy wouldn't see the paint drying, and Claudia wouldn't see me dancing. I'll come through here just a little bit and get some of that reflective light. Pick up just a little bit of that graphite and get some of that reflective light back in there. Might have been a little too much, but we'll be all right.
Can't live without the dancing.
Can't live without I can't live without you. All right. Some of these lines need to be cleaner. I tell you, this is when I truly miss ink and wash, when you can get nice clean lines. Because I like this, but I like I like the clean lines of an ink drawing better. I have to do this so that I can not lose my skills. I noticed that my drawing skills were lacking, and so in an effort to sharpen my drawing skills, I started doing this again. I can't tell if that was a truck going down the road or if that was thunder, but I can't tell you how much I hope it's thunder. It is so hot here. All right, let's dry this real quick so that we can dance. We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friend. We don't really have anything to dry. That's just for tradition. And then today is the 25th. The Vermilions for Pamela. Keep Pamela and Rick in your thoughts and prayers as they go through their ordeal. So there it is. There's mine compared to the photograph. I've got a little bit different angle than you have. So let me show it to you from my perspective. I love that you guys shot Vermilion. There it is from my perspective. I think we have one more train related object in our coming up batch. I think it's a freight building. And then hopefully they'll get mixed in and we won't have so many of them in a row. But what do we have tomorrow? Oh, I already know. I can see it from here because this is a ball. This is one of those little bingo balls. So I already know. I can already see the object. I already know what it is. It's I can show you that it's object 144, but that won't mean anything to you until I show you the object 144 is a frog. This is one of them little flying frogs. Their little feet help them glide. They jump out of trees and glide around. They flatten their little bodies out and glide a little bit when they jump. We will talk about that and more fun frog facts tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time while I sketch this little hippity hopper, this little hip hop dude. So you're going to want to set your notification bell for that. Also, there's another video coming up where you can watch either another video that's really good for you that you might like, or the next video in this series, whichever one suits your fancy. Be sure and click on one of those. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. It's my favorite time of the day when I get to art with my besties. Claudia, Mom, Dad, thank you guys so much for joining me. Keep Rick and Pamela in your thoughts. We missed Ivy this morning. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag has caught up with the stream and I won't get cut off mid-sentence, because nobody likes being cut off mid-sentence. It's rude. Gives everybody a chance to click the clicky thingies and a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other and sharing information. Like the fact that Joe said he was a little bit better yesterday. That's good to hear, Claudia. That's good to hear. We missed him this morning, so we got that update. You got that update from Ivy's stream yesterday. So thank you guys so much for joining me. But the most important part of this